see if I can get this held up. You know, this is the case where I wish that I had like more than 2 arms. Like, oh yeah. And I'm like, y'all probably thought I had lost my mind. She came out and she put this on social media and I was like, that's the design. I need that. That would be like, I'd be walking around like this all day long. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Melissa and this is Melissa Knits for Fun. Well guys, y'all did it. I am at over 600 subscribers now as we speak. The last time I checked, I believe it was 610. And I want to say a huge thank you to Alicia at Lovely Day Knits. She did a little segment on my podcast and told her viewers that they should check me out if they have not. So I appreciate that so much. I got a nice little bump. And she is such a sweet, sweet person. If you are not watching her, if you're one of my viewers, but you're not one of her viewers, be sure to go check her out and I will link her in the details down below. Hey y'all, it's editing Melissa. You're getting me after I've already changed clothes and everything because I forgot to record while I was still sitting here to tell y'all what I forgot to pop in, and that is to stay tuned because I will give you all of the details about the giveaway right before Acquisitions. So at the end of my WIPs, but before Acquisitions, I'll give you all the details on how to win a pattern from Ravelry up to $10 US. Thank y'all so much for getting me above 500 subscribers. So, guys, welcome to all of the new viewers. I hope that y'all are having fun hanging out and that you found some joy in my podcast. So if you are enjoying this, go ahead, if you're watching it and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and be sure to like the video. All right, guys, today is January the 14th. I record on Wednesday and I publish on Saturday. And I got it done. Now, let me address, y'all may be thinking, why do you have a stitch marker hanging there? Well, I still have not undone the edging and picked up this stitch I dropped. There is an actual drop stitch right there, but this is such woolly yarn. It only undid a couple during the whole blocking process, spinning in the, what's it called, the washing machine and everything, and it only unraveled a couple. So I've just got to take that out, work that back up, and then rebind off. But I got this done. Today, January the 14th, is the day that this sweater was due, this test knit. This is the Fosteriana. You can see the beautiful tulips. Apparently Fosteriana does mean tulip. I'm not sure what language it's in. I'm going to pull this down. It does keep riding up, and you know what? It just is what it is. I don't mind that much. I like the length of them, so I don't want to do anything, but you can see these beautiful tulips. They're down around the bottom as well. I'm not going to stand up because I actually have a video that I took of me modeling this, turning around. You can see me 360. So I will post that up here so that y'all can see it, and I'll keep it on a little loop while I'm talking so that y'all can be sure to check it out. This is a just wonderful design. The day that we go live, which will be the 17th, that means that the pattern is already released because she is going to release it on the 16th. So y'all can, this is another one of those run, don't walk situations. Be sure to go out there and get this. It really is beautiful. If you're wondering, could this be, you know, I'm a beginner color work knitter, could I do this? Here's my answer. You could, yes. Especially if you're an adventurous beginner and if you don't mind if you mess up and you have to rip some stuff out. Let's say worst case scenario, you say, you know what? I can't do the tulips. But I bought this pattern. Just knit it in a solid color. This would be an absolutely stunning, just basic in your wardrobe if you just wanted to do it in a solid color. It is, oh, it's so well fitting. It fits so nice. She's got nice shaping. There's some bust shaping in it. There's, I believe there's short rows in the back. I won't swear to that because I'd have to get out the pattern. It's been so long ago since I did that. But it really is one of my best fitting sweaters. So I love Melanie. This is by Melanie Rountree. I love her. And I'm going to do a video of 10 smaller designers that you should be knitting from, and she's going to feature heavily in that. I've shared on my podcast, this should be no surprise to anyone if you've seen any of my videos. I absolutely adore Melanie as a designer, and she is not sponsoring me in any shape, form, or fashion for me to say this, right? I'm just telling you, I really love it. This is the 3rd test knit that I've done for her, and I am really hoping to do some more. She's got a brand new cowl out that is just beautiful, and I'm hoping that will be turned into a sweater. And then I did hear that she had a masculine sweater or a men's sweater on her needles. So I'm hoping that's a sample and that might go, and I can test knit that for my brother. Now, just like I said, go check out her pages. I will link, and I will link everybody I'm talking to here. I'll link their Ravelry down below, because most of what I'm talking about today are going to be test knits. So what I'll do with the test knits, I'll link the designer's Ravelry page. If I have a link to the actual design, that I will link it there, and then you can go to their Ravelry page from there. All right, guys, this test knit. I can't say enough good things. You see now, this is all nice and blocked, and you can kind of see the depth that you get. This is the JC Rennie Oogie Pearl. This is their super soft base, and it is, I believe that it's the same mix as the Holst Garn Super Soft, which is a Shetland Merino mix. But it is, oh, it is so stunning. And here's the interesting thing. This top part up here has been blocked multiple times, as well as the arms, because I blocked it multiple times throughout the process. The bottom part has only been blocked 1 time. And I will tell you, I can tell a difference in how it feels up here versus down here, and the stitch definition, like how it comes together. It blooms so much, and it blooms more and more when you block it. The more times that you block it, the more times that you wear it, it gets softer and blooms out. It gets a little fuzzier. The Super Soft is the same way, the Holst Garn Super Soft, which is the other colors that I have. And I have found that the 10 Pure Gant also is softening up the more that I wear it. I have a complete sweater in it. I use my scraps for this. So overall, the yarn usage was what I would expect it to be for my size. It usually takes me, in a fingering weight yarn, it takes me somewhere around 1,500 to 2,000, depending on the design. If it's just a straight design, it's closer to the 1,600. But when you start throwing in color work, which uses more yarn, as well as cables, stuff like that, it'll be on the higher end. This one was around 1,900. It's what I expected. That's one of the reasons I buy cones, because I can get multiple sweaters out of them. But this is the JC Rennie Oogie Pearl. This is the Holst Garn Super Soft, and it is in magenta and peony pink. And then you really can't see very well on the sleeve, but there's this little bitty 10 Pure Gant in the jungle, rainforest, not jungle, rainforest colorway. You will be able to see in the video, or you will have seen, because I doubt I'm going to have it on there. It's like 1.5 seconds long or something. I doubt very seriously I'm going to have it. Well, it might be more than that, like 15 seconds, something like that. But I'm not going to have it up here this whole time. But you will have seen I've got stems that go down. And I talked about that last week, about having to manage 4 colors of yarn. That was an experience. But overall, guys, I love this, and I cannot wait. It has gotten really cold today, so I'm hoping that it's cold enough tomorrow for me to wear this to the shop for our knit night. If not, I will wear it on the next cold night. All right, and moving right along, this is my finished object of the week. And so other than that, I have some WIPs, and I'm going to start with my test knits. Now, I have to tell you, I went into complete total panic mode with this one. Oh my word. What was I thinking? I might have bitten off too much. I might have really taken on too many test knits, because this was due. I thought it was the 22nd or the 26th or something. No. This originally was due on the 20th. So that means like a week from yesterday, like on Tuesday. Oh, I was like, there's no way. I have, you know, at the time I had almost an entire sleeve to do. And guys, don't freak out about the size difference. This up here, I steam blocked so that I could get an idea. This down here, I haven't done anything with. It did not, like, it did not decrease that rapidly. But this 2x2 ribbing, right, you can see when I stretch it, it's going to decrease much simpler and much gentler. But with the 2x2 ribbing, it kind of buckles in on itself. It squeezes in. But when I got finished with this, I just started the sleeve. I had literally just started the sleeve, and I'm maybe halfway done with the body. Maybe. Okay. I don't even think that. I think I'm about a third of the way. But I was, oh my gosh, I've got 2 sleeves and like 2/3 of the body. There's no way I'm getting it done. Well, she did. And I don't know why, but I did see on Yarn Pond where the due date has been moved out till February the 6th. I will have this done in no problem at all. I just started the ribbing on the bottom. So I've got 9 more rows of this ribbing and then a bind off, and then I'll do the second sleeve, and then I'll finish it up with the body. This sleeve took me a little bit longer because I screwed up, and I'm knitting a size 5. And when I started doing the decrease rounds and stuff, and part of it you do, like you decrease on rounds 5, 10, 15, and 20, and then you move into a more rapid decrease. Well, I saw that I was only supposed to do the gentle decrease 1 time because I was looking at the wrong size. I actually was supposed to do it 3 times. So I had done that 1 time, and then I saw where I needed to do 4 of the more rapid decrease. And so I had done the 1 time that I thought I was supposed to do up here, and then I'd done, I think 2.5 of the rapid decrease when I realized my problem, because I was like, this doesn't look right. It's not going to be long enough. And it says I'm only supposed to have this many repeats, and then it's supposed to be long enough. It's not going to be. Well, I did have to add some repeats because Michelle's taller than I am. And so she measured her sleeve length of one of her sweaters that she has at home that she really, really likes how it fits. So she had done that, and so I knew it wasn't going to be long enough, so I did add some. I talked to her the other day. She would rather have to roll up her sleeves than have them be too short, so I went ahead and did 7 full repeats. But I wound up having to rip part of it out and go back and redo what I did wrong. So that was quite a bit of work that I had to take out. So the next sleeve will probably only take me a couple of days of knitting, and then I'll do the body. Now, I am going to have a little less time this weekend because I'm going down to see my great aunt who is 96 years old, or she will be. She's not yet. I should not age her. She is 95. She'll be 96 in May. And I'm going to pop a picture up here. Y'all would have seen it if y'all been watching me from the beginning because I made her a summer top last year. And I got a picture of her. She is so stinking cute. And so I'll pop a picture of her up here wearing the top I made her. And she is just, she's one of my favorite people in the world. I absolutely love her. She was my mom's aunt. She's my great aunt. And she and my mom shared the same birthday. So May the 29th, she will be 96 years old. So I'm going down to see her this weekend. I've got Monday off. And guys, somebody said to me the other day, and I thought, wow, that really does put things in perspective. I was telling them I was going to go down and see her, and he said, you know, when you get to be a certain age, like when your relatives get to be a certain age, you have to stop looking at how many years they might have left and look at how many visits you might have left. And that will really make you see, I shouldn't put this off, right? Because let's be honest, she's going to be 96. This very well could be my last visit. I'm certainly hoping it is not. I'm hoping I have many more visits to go. But I am going to treat every single one of them with the urgency that this might be the last, so that I keep myself honest and I go down there and I don't put things off. Because I truly, truly do love her and love spending the day with her. Me and my brother are going to go spend all day Saturday with her. So I will have a little bit less time this weekend, but that's okay. It will be worth it. And it would have been worth it if I'd wound up missing a deadline because of that, because let's just put things in perspective. Yes, I made a commitment and I need to get this test knit done, but that's still not as important as seeing my 96-year-old aunt. Or 95. I should stop saying 96. I'm like my mother. My mother used to say that you were almost the next age the day after your birthday. So anyway, she is 95 years old. But luckily, it won't be a choice. And I I am going to reevaluate. But anyway, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this. This is the Woody Pullover by Rita, Dowd, or Lehman Crafted. And it is just stunning. And apparently she has a t-shirt version of this out. So I'm really excited. I really am looking forward to seeing some of her other patterns and stuff. I really like her pattern writing style. It's been very clear. She's got charted stuff. And I want you to see, you can see back here how much the 2x2 relaxes. This has already been blocked. I mean, it's not, I can't pull it completely because it is on cables that are cinching it in a little bit, but you can see up here how nice and flat that is compared to this. I mean, you can plainly see. Let me see if I can get this held up. You know, this is the case where I wish that I had like more than 2 arms, but you can see how nice and flat that is, and then how cinched in that is. It will relax as well. This is absolutely beautiful. I love the fact that the V-neck is a little bit higher, so you don't have to worry about modesty issues or anything. I don't have to worry about wearing something under it. Michelle tried it on Saturday. Oh my gosh. Not only does the design look stunning on her, and I cannot wait to get pictures. I'm not going to see her before this is due, so I won't get finished project pictures right away. I will take some of myself to put out there for the pattern release, because I don't want to do that. That wouldn't be fair to say, oh, I can't get the pictures. But on my Ravelry and then on social media, when I get to see her in the finished object, I will take all kinds of pictures and we will put them out there and they'll be fabulous. And let me tell you, this color on her, oh my word, she put this on and I gasped. This color just looks stunning on her. So I'm super excited that we found this color for her. And it is the Cascade 220 in the colorway Ginger. Just stunning. The whole thing. I can't wait. I'm going to make myself one as well. I haven't completely decided what color yet, but I am going to use 220. I've just got to figure out the colorway. I think what I would like to use is, I think it's called Galaxy. I'll see if I can find a picture of it and pop it up here. It is stunning. It's this really deep, dark burgundy, and it's got some heathering, and it's just beautiful. It would be beautiful in this. But I am going to take a little break because the 2x2 ribbing's not the problem. It is this little thing right here, because you do this like yarn over and then you have to knit the two together through the back loop, and it's a pain in the butt. And there's a lot of it because there's, you know, there's this whole row right from the top of the 2x2 ribbing right here down to the bottom. That's 20 rows. So you've got 10 of the 2x2, and then you've got these other things that you do down here. And oh my gosh, it's a pain in the butt. So I'll take a little bit of break, but I am going to make this so that when we do take a trip to a nice cold snowy climate, we can wear our matching sweaters next year. All right. The Woody Pullover by Rita, Dowd, or Lehman Crafted, and it is coming in February. Just stunning. Cannot wait to get that done. And if I am able to knit more than I think I am, I might be able to get it done next week. Kind of doubtful, but hey, you never know. Miracles happen every day, right? So if not, it will be the week after that. All right, and then, guys, I don't really have any update on this. I don't think I've even picked it up and done anything with it since last week. This is it. And oh, let me turn this around and show you the actual part. You can see, because you can see a little line right there. This has been blocked up here and not down here. I showed y'all last week and I was like, oh yeah. And I'm like, y'all probably thought I had lost my mind. I had, but this is the Lynx Pullover by the Crayabea, or Rebecca Clow. And I just realized something. I'll put a little editing in. But anyway, this is by Rebecca Clow, and it is the Lynx Pullover. It's her Argyle Pullover. It is not due until March the 2nd, so I'm good with time here. And I'll pick this up. Actually, I'm going to the doctor on Friday morning, so this will be what I take with me because it's just a knit. I'll just knit. I think, though, that I'm going to put the collar on for sure. I don't know if I'm going to do the sleeves first, but I am for sure going to put the collar on, and then I probably will do the sleeves before I finish the body because it does make a difference in how the body fits. but I just don't know if I want to do small circumference color work just yet. Like I said, I don't really have anything to say about it. It's very clear. It's a charted pattern with the color work. It's fantastic. She writes such wonderful patterns, and this is not any different. And this will come with it's a cardigan, a pullover, and I think a vest. Don't quote me on the vest, but I know it's going to be at least a cardigan and a pullover. And I forgot to mention this Fosteriana is both a cardigan and a pullover. All right. I love these designers who are doing like multiple patterns in one. I'm going to support them either way, even if they put them out differently, but I appreciate that. And I don't mind paying a little bit extra if I'm getting extra patterns in it. So those are my 2 test knits, and I am going to pull back a little bit. These test knits kind of, I don't want to say they freaked me out, because they didn't freak me out, but they made me stop. And I had one due the 1st of January as well, and I got that done in plenty of time in December. And then, of course, I got this one done. I was worried about not getting the other one done, and I felt bad. And there is, and I'm not going to say who it is, but there is a podcaster that I stopped watching them, because every time I watched, they had all of these test knits going on, and they would talk about they weren't going to make the deadline. And that is unfair to designers. People can say all they want to. They can talk about, oh, you should pay designers. You're using them as free labor. You should pay them. They should not be. No, it's voluntary. However, the designers do depend on you, right? I understand I'm working for free, but I volunteered for it. And part of me saying, yes, I will do it, and getting access to that pattern first and getting it free at the end, and probably another pattern from the designer, part of that is I'm making a commitment to get it done. So I was really, like, it really bothered me when I thought I wasn't going to get it done. There wasn't anything I could do about it, and I did message Rita before I realized that she had extended it, to let her know that there's a possibility I would get it done, but I was really, really worried that I wouldn't, and how terribly sorry I was. I don't want to be in that situation again, so I am not going to be out there just crawling around trying to find test knits. I have designers I want to test knit for again. I want to test knit again for Melanie, so I'll be watching her. I want to test knit again for the Knit Pearl Girl. I want to test knit again for Rebecca Clow. They have been wonderful. There are other ones that there's only one that I would not test knit again, and I've told y'all I'm not going to say who. But everybody else, I would test knit again if they came out with a design that, tempted me that much. And I won't just wholesale test knit for any designer, maybe Melanie, but probably not wholesale, just say, oh, anything they put out, I'm going to test knit. If I don't like the design, I'm probably not going to test knit it. But I'm making a list in my head of designers that I want to make sure I test knit for again. And then others will be like, if there's a design like the next one I'm pulling out, if there's a design like this that just, I see it on social media and I am like, okay, I absolutely have to test knit that, then that will be one of those designs that's a design driven and not a designer driven. There's one out there right now, and I forget who it is. I've got to go find it. She's got a cabled pattern that is a cabled pattern like I have been dreaming of. I've actually thought about designing my own sweater because there's a specific cable design that I wanted to use, and lo and behold, she came out and she put this on social media, and I was like, that's the design, I need that. So hopefully she'll put it out for test knit soon. But I did apply for this one, and I'm going to move these because if y'all saw this a couple of weeks ago, y'all saw this yarn attack me and wound up in my mouth. I don't want that to happen again, so I'm just going to tuck that away. Not that it wants to be tucked away apparently, but this, I did apply for the test knit. I didn't get it, but I bought the yarn because I knew I was going to knit it. And I will tell you, I'm seeing these pop up. It is, I forget who it was that I was watching the other day. I'll put her name down here. I was watching a podcast the other day, and she just finished hers, and it is stunning. It is in a white with a dark gray, and very similar to these colors, but this is a silver and not white. This is a very pale silver. It's pearl gray. This is Drops Air, and this is the Wintersoul by Adorable Knits or Dorothy Offeciers. And this is Drops Air in pearl gray and anthracite. It is a very pale, pale silver, really matches my hair. And look, kind of have a little bit of a color theme going on, right? I like silver. And then this really dark gray. This is not black. It does kind of look black from afar, but if I bring it close, you should be able to tell it's a really, 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 really dark charcoal gray. And so I've gotten more done with this. Now I will tell you, I'm about halfway through this down here, which is this pattern. And I'm about halfway through because I just finished that middle part. According to the pattern, at the end of this, I could stop knitting. Nobody wants to see that, I promise. I tried it on last night and my friend Shauna was over and she was like, oh yeah, no, oh yeah, that'd be like a belly shirt. Yeah, no, I don't want that. So then it says that I can just knit this part down here and finish it there. Well, that's only like that much more. Still ain't happening. Then it says I could finish it after this. Still ain't happening. I'm just going to knit until it is as long as I want it to be, and I will end it wherever I end it, and then I will do the ribbing. If I get to a point where I have run out of both of these before I get there, I will probably go ahead and put the collar on, but I'm not anticipating that. But yeah, I am not done. This, I would say this is about halfway done. So I've probably got all of these to do again before I can actually think about ending it because, woo! Now, this is where row gauge tends to bite me. I never get row gauge. I never did. I do not know how it works out that even though I don't get row gauge, that I'm still okay with my yoke depth. I think I've only had one sweater where I measured it because I was like, I don't think that's right. I was at the width I needed to be, and it was a raglan. But I was like, that would be like, I'd be walking around like this all day long because the row depth, it was so off. So I did have to, and what you can do with the raglan, I'm trying to look around and see if I have a raglan anywhere. Of course, I threw them up there. Oh, I do. Actually, I do. I have a raglan. I have this lento that's laying here. I don't think that you can see this, but there is one raglan stitch there. And so what you would do, if you need to increase your yoke depth. You need to make your yoke longer, but you've met the width. And so you don't want to keep increasing in a raglan, but you also don't want to just knit because if you're not doing anything with that raglan stitch, then it's going to look funky. What you can do is, when you get to this raglan stitch, you slip it. So you would slip it on one row, and then you would knit it on the next row, and then you would slip it. That way it keeps that kind of elongated raglan stitch look. It's hard to show, but it's right there, and it's a little bit of an elongated stitch. So if you do have that problem, and I figured that out because I went and Googled and I'm like, what can I do? Because I need to make it longer, but I can't keep increasing because it's already wide enough. And that's what you did to keep the raglan look. You could just knit it, but then it's going to look like you've got a really short raglan and it's not going to extend under your arms like you want it to do. With a drop shoulder, which this is, it's a lot easier because you can just knit to the right length and then join it together. And that's what I had to do with this, and she had modifications in there, so I kept track of how many rows did I do on the back. I was supposed to do 10 more on the front, and so I knew how many rows I needed to do. But so, oh my gosh, I have a raglan sitting right here. Okay. That was again another I could add a V8 moment. But yeah, I have a raglan right here that I could have just shown you on this and it'd be easy to see because all of the raglan is silver. Anyway, I don't know how it works out that I have problems with my row depth, and my row depth is I never have as many rows as they say I should. I'm always a little bit short. But it winds up the yoke depth works, and it may just be because my yoke depth, because I'm short, is actually shorter than what they would anticipate it to be, because there's some kind of math that goes in all of this. This is why I don't design, because I don't want to do all this math. But there's a percentage. Like, if you are doing this size, your yoke depth should be this, right? It's based on like your measurements. I have like a 9 right here, and I think that is a couple of inches shorter than you would expect at my width, at the width that I need. So I think that's where I get lucky with that, because I never, ever, ever meet row depth. I don't think I ever have. So I don't focus on it that much. I know how to adjust it and how to address it if it's off. And that's another reason why I try on sweaters, and why I measure, and why I know my measurements. And I do have a measurement tutorial showing you how to get your measurements before you knit a garment, because you do need to know your measurements so you can know how long do I need my yoke depth to be, so that when it says I can join in the round, I can measure, and if it's 6 inches and I know I need 9, I can adjust. All right. So, but having said that, I am going to have to knit on this much longer. I'll have many more repeats of this pattern, which is fine because it's beautiful and stunning, and it is potato chippy, and I love, love, love knitting this. This right now is my reward sweater. When I get to a certain point, like when I get this sleeve off, I will go knit a couple of rounds of this. When I got this off the needles, I knit a couple of rounds of this. So this is my reward sweater. I don't know how else to say it. It is the one that I'm like, oh, I got somewhere and now I can go reward myself and knit a little bit. So before this, before it became my reward sweater where I'm only doing a couple, I would do an entire section at a time when I picked it up. But right now I'm just doing 1 to 2 rows at a time. But it will get done maybe in the next couple of weeks. Oh, gorgeous. And then I will have to make more. I shared last week I'm going to be making many more. So I'll have to start that process. All right. And then, you know, you would go, oh, well, you got one off the needles, so you probably don't have as many going. And we all know, I did say last week, I'm not going to talk about the Edinburgh sweater. I haven't worked on it at all. Not at all this week. So, but there will be a vlog that comes out about it. But I'll put something back into the rotation, because when I did my first ever WIP Wednesday on TikTok last week, I pulled out and did all of my WIPs. So y'all have seen them all because they've been on my WIPs everywhere video. But of course there's extras now, which y'all have seen if y'all have been watching. But there's not anything new that hasn't been shown in the podcast. But I did do like all of my WIPs over on TikTok. And when I pulled this sucker out, I was like, this has to go back in the rotation. I have to get this back in the rotation. I have to start working on this again because, oh my gosh, I want this so badly. This is the Zuri Sweater by Tox Knits. This is another one of those. I applied to test knit it. I didn't get picked. And then I bought it the day it came out. Already had the what do you call it? The yarn for it. I had thought that I was going to use the poppy blue, because I have poppy blue, merino, and mohair in my stash. And she has a sample that's knit in that color, and it's stunning. And then I saw this blue tit. Holy cow. And yes, that really is the name of it, which kind of is funny. But I think it means often blue. If you're Danish, because I think it's a Danish word. If you let me know if I'm right. I think I looked it up and that's what it means. But holding these two together, I mean, you see this, right? Oh. Yes, I love this color. I need lots of things in this color, and I do have lots of things in this color. I have this colorway in merino, obviously, and soft silk mohair. I also have it in pure silk. So you'll be seeing a summer sweater or a summer top before too terribly long in it. And I have it in heavy merino as well that I am going to be making a long sleeve sweater out of. I don't think that it's in the cotton merino, or I would have that one too, because holy cow, look at this color. This might be my favorite knitting for olive color. And this is knitting for olive yarn. It is merino and soft silk mohair, and it's held together. It is a beautiful yarn and a beautiful pattern. And so it has gone back in the rotation. And this is there's a 4-row repeat to get this cable. And so when I do pick this up, this is a conscious decision. I have to do 4 rows, because if I don't, I get out of sync. And I did that and I had to tink back a couple of rows, and don't want to do that again. You can see though, look at that cable. Isn't that just beautiful? And it's just the raglan, just stunning. And then it makes me need to go out there and knit Knitting Traditions. Inga, I don't remember her name. If you're not watching her or you're not watching Tox Knits, you should go watch them too. Tox Knits is in Massachusetts. Inga is in Norway, I think. But she's about to have a baby. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. But she has one it's not really that similar. And if you watch Lovely Day Knits, you've probably seen it. It's the Freya sweater. And she's got one that's got this cable in the raglan, but it goes down the side as well. And then like the hem is cable. I don't know. It's on my list as well. Isn't this gorgeous? I might have to do that one in the poppy. But whew, this is Tox Knits. And it is the Zuri sweater. And it does come, I believe she has a Zuri tee and a Zuri cardigan as well. So, and she's got other really pretty designs. So you should go check her out. All right. And she's on Instagram and everywhere too. And guys, that's it. That's all that I'm currently working on. I mean, I have other things on my needles, but this is all that I'm really focusing on. But I do have a couple of things. And what I said I was going to stick in editing, and I will do that at the very end. I'll make another little blurb and I'll move it. I forgot. Since we hit 500, I am going to be doing a giveaway. And I am going to give away a free pattern on Ravelry up to $10 US if you do not have Ravelry. And I pick your name, or if you don't have Ravelry, just comment that and say, I don't have Ravelry. Please reach out to me if I win, and I'll figure out how to get you a pattern somewhere else. But it would be much, 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 much easier if you had a Ravelry account. And if you don't know about Ravelry, woo! Ravelry's awesome. It just is. So I have a Ravelry account. It's really, really easy for me to gift a pattern. So up to $10 US, what I would like you to do is comment and tell me your Ravelry name and what pattern you would like. And then I will pick, since I put this out on Saturday, I will not say who won it next week when I record, because I'd like to give y'all a full week. So on Saturday, let's see, this Saturday is the 17th. So on Saturday, the 24th, I will randomly choose, and I'll use a little random picker. I will randomly choose a comment as the winner, and then I will just send you your pattern, and you will get a little email, and you will get a little message in Ravelry, and it will say that I sent you a pattern. You will have a free pattern. So I will just go do that. I will send it to you, and then I will announce on the following, which I guess would be the 31st. On that one, I will announce who actually won, but you'll get your pattern before then. And like I said, if you don't have a Ravelry account, then just please, reach out to me. My email is listed in the details, or you can hit me up on Instagram. You can, I don't know how it's to find me, but Instagram or email, you can email me and let me know, hey, I would really like a pattern. I'd like it from this website, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure out something. But I'm going to put this disclaimer in here because I've heard a lot of people with the giveaways. Guys, I will never ask you for money. I will never ask you for anything. Like, I'm not going to reach out to you. So if somebody reaches out to you and says, you've won, no, you will just receive a pattern. It will just magically show up in your Ravelry account if you do have a Ravelry account. And if not, you will have emailed me, and I will email you back if you win, and then we will figure it out. All right. So having said all of that, good luck and happy knitting. And then with that, I'm going to turn to acquisitions, because you can probably tell my Holst Garn got here. Whew! What an adventure that was. And I'm going to put a picture of the box up here. Oh my gosh. This box looks like somebody played soccer with it, or football as it's known in Europe. I mean, oh my gosh, it is so crumpled. It was soaking wet when it got here. It obviously sat in the rain for a while. I mean, it was just bad. But Holst Garn did their wonderful, wonderful packing job, and they had everything in plastic, so none of the yarn was harmed. But I did get yarn. Got a lot of yarn. I'll start with the cones. And I'll tell you, I have a plan for some of it. Some of it I do not have a plan for. It's just, it spoke to my heart, and it was Black Friday, and that is when I tend to say, oh, plans are out the window. I am getting what I want. So this one does have a plan, because you can probably see, not a color I would wear very bright. I'm not a beige girl. However, this, and this is oatmeal. It is the super soft. This is going to go with this, which is damask, this, which is gold crest, this, which is sweet pea, and then I don't know where my elderberry is, but it's a deep dark burgundy that I already have a cone of. And it is going to be the old Compass sweater. So I got this cone because it's going to be the background color, so it will, you know, it will just be, or you know what, I could change my mind and do the burgundy as the background. I'll probably swatch with both of them and see what I think. And then I could always make the burgundy the background color if I wanted to, with which case I might have this to give away, but, or some of it, because I don't know if I'd use it again. But anyway, I'll figure it out. I'll swatch it. But these colors are going to make the old Compass sweater. It's just beautiful. So all of these are, again, super soft. And I got one of these, 2 of each one of these, and then obviously the cone. I said I was going to start with the cones, but it just made sense to show y'all that. All right. And then next up, this is also super soft, and this is the colorway Tundra. Yes. And this was one where, and again, I'm going to show you a ball. I wanted Cossack. This is Cossack. This is that deep, dark, rich green. This is one of my very favorite colors. I love this. I wanted it, and I actually have up there, I have a different brand in a really similar colorway, but in my opinion, and I have some Jameson and Smith in a similar colorway as well. You just cannot get enough of this color. I am in love with this color. But they also had this. They did not have this in a cone, so I only wound up buying 5 because I know 5 will make me a sweater. So I only bought 5 because I couldn't get a cone. And I was looking at this, and I was like, well, I'll just buy this in a cone then. But then I really wanted this, and so they both made it into my cart. So, now, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Well, I bought this just to see what it looked like. This is the Titty Caca. I don't know if this is going to be one of the colors that one Letha put out. We have color cards and put out the colors so that people could vote on which ones to bring in, because she's probably going to bring in some of this Titty Caca, this alpaca. And I don't know if this is one of the top ones or not. If she brings it in, I absolutely will buy the rest from her. If not, this will fall under the, I will buy it from Holst Garn. And there's one that's missing in here that I forgot to bring. And it is just one ball of wisteria, which is up here. I can show you. I got one more ball of this. I bought 3 from Letha, but she only had 3, and I actually needed a 4th ball in order to make what I'm going to make out of it. And so this is one of those things I always buy from Letha, but if it's just one ball that I need and she's not going to restock that color, or it's going to be a really long time before she restocks that color, I'm not going to ask her to bring in 10 so that I can have one ball. I'll get it from somewhere else. And we've discussed that. Right. There are things she'll bring in and I'll buy 1 or 2 balls because she knows she can move the rest of them, but I don't want her bringing in something that may or may not sell. Anyway, this, if it is a color, I will buy it from her, but look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? This will be probably a couple of sweaters in my future. I'll probably hold it with that and make maybe another Monday sweater or something. And then this will become maybe even a cabled sweater. This would be beautiful in a cabled sweater. And then this will just become something. It will probably be another, like a raglan, or I probably won't use it for color work because I really just want a solid color of this as a sweater. All right. And then other things that I bought this Haya in the colorway Bubbles. And then this is silver gray, I believe it is. Yep, silver gray in the Titty Caca. And there is a pattern out. It's called Haya Caca, I think, or Haya, or Titty Haya. I don't remember. I'll put the picture up here with the name. But it is a pattern that specifically calls for these two to be held together. It's stunning. My first choice in color was the octopus. It was a navy blue But these two say that they go together. There was another one of these, I think, that also went with this. So if I don't love how this swatches up, I might wind up with a different color of this. But I don't know. And I may just go with my regular, or I don't know what I'm going to do, but I really love this, and I've got a sweater quantity, and I think it will be beautiful together. We'll see. But that is my plan for that. So we'll see if the plan comes to fruition. And then I got, I have the, this is ganache. Yep, ganache in the Lucia. And I have Conquer, which is this really deep, dark brown. I have a cone of it. And so I'm going to hold it together and do something, probably a Monday sweater, because I really want like a beautiful, just deep, dark chocolate raglan. And so I'll do that. And I will be buying more of this because I've got a couple of things I want to knit out of this. So if this is a color Letha brings in, I'll also buy from her. And I bought 5 of those. And then I bought, I don't know why I bought the burnt orange. Let me tell you, on Black Friday, it's like a feeding frenzy and I just lose my mind. But I bought this to go with, and up here somewhere, I have burnt orange. You just saw, right? This is the burnt orange color held with papaya for the Lucia, but I'm going to hold the burnt orange with this and make something else. Maybe cables, because I think this would be a beautiful cabled sweater. But I will hold it with the burnt orange in the super soft. And then these two I just bought to see what they would go with. This is French Feeling, and you can see that goes really, really well with that right there. Yeah, with that one right there. And this may or may not ever become something, because this is a little lighter than what I would usually wear. But it is something that I think I could make for a kid, right? It's really pretty. And then this one, holy moly, this is beautiful. And I've got several back there that I could hold with this, or I could just hold this double because it's beautiful. So this for sure will make, I'll have some more of this in my stash. And so, but not right away. But that is what I bought from Holst Garn. And then I told y'all I was going to have planned purchases, and because I was going to do things different. Well, one of the planned purchases that I had is that I plan to purchase from Wool & Company. It has come in. I plan to purchase from Little Knits because I needed to buy a few more balls of this Rowan felted tweed, and I did not bring, yes I did, I'm sitting on the mohair, and this mohair to hold together. And this is going to become, what did I decide that it's going to become? That's a really good question. I have a plan for this. I actually have it all planned out because I decided on what I was going to do so that I made sure I had enough. But I needed a couple of balls of this and like a few more balls of this. So I went ahead and ordered that from Little Knits while they had it on sale. And then I also picked up a couple of other colors just to see. Again, I cannot get through this. These things fall. But I just wanted to see these two colorways and see if I wanted a sweater quantity. Well, of course I do. And so I bought these to see what they looked like. This one is, I think this is electric blue and this is poppy blue. But they are just stunning. So I'll wind up getting some more of those. And then I wanted to see, this is Laxton's, and one of them is Wool Soft and Wool Trace or something. I don't remember. These are the two Laxton, and these are a British company, and I wanted to get my hands on them. These are little minis so that you can see, and I'll be able to see, feel, swatch, but I can already tell I'm probably going to need some of this in my stash. So, I think Little Knits carries the big ones, but I know I can buy it from Laxton's over in Great Britain. So, I will wind up, this is a really pretty green color too. I really kind of like this. So, I'll wind up with the sweater quantity of this, but just not right now. This will be one of those that whenever I do knit a couple of sweaters, then I can bring a sweater quantity in. And then last but not least, I got this. I want y'all to look. Look at the color. Do y'all see green in there? I see no green, but there's green. I see green right there. I don't see any yellow in that finished sock, but there is yellow right there. What the heck? I hope my socks turn out like this because I bought it. I don't have a heart attack. I don't normally do socks, but I'm going to do some socks. But I bought it because look at that. It's pinks and all that. And it does have pink and it has burgundy. But there's green and yellow. I do not know what it's going to look like. We shall see. But another reason why I bought this is, and that didn't pull out like I thought, this has one of those things where you get halfway through and it shows. Like there's a little tag, a little tab. So I can wind these. See, it says easy start. And it's got this little tag thing that's supposed to be in the middle. So I can wind this up and have 2 balls so I know exactly how much I need and my socks will match. But anyway, I got that. Apparently, guys, Regia is, apparently they aren't milling right now. They've temporarily shut down. I hope it doesn't become permanent because this is a great sock yarn. But Little Knits bought all of their stock. So they have quite a bit of this. But this may become scarce in the future. I'm not a big sock knitter, so it's really not going to make a difference to me one way or the other. But I just wanted this pair of socks. I do like hand knit socks, so I wanted to make me a pair. And then that leads me to another announcement that was made. And this is already in my stash. I have 3 balls of this from somebody else's stash that was selling it. This is the Fiber Company Cirro, C-I-R-R-O. And I had 3 of these. This is the colorway Galaxy. Well, I knew that I was going to have to supplement and buy a 4th one in order to make a full garment out of it. And I was putting it off, but Fiber Company just announced that they're not going to be making yarn anymore. What the heck? The Fiber Company, Hudson and West, Brooklyn Tweed? What the heck? These yarn companies are stopping making yarn. So anyway, I bought another one of those. That's on its way. And so I'll get it, but I won't be able to show that for a while because it's actually being sent to Michelle's house because she had a ball of yarn that she needed in order to finish a sweater, and Letha didn't have it, and it's a knitting for Olive, so we just got it from Wool & Company, and so I just sent it to her. I have the Woolium membership, so I'm able to get 10% off of everything, and so I just went ahead and sent it to her, so I won't be able to show that for a little while, but I did get a ball of that. And that was kind of an unplanned buy, and then I got some more of the Ito to see if I can find this color in Ito so I don't have to order from Finland again to get Filcolana. We shall see. But guys, with that, I am done. Y'all have a fantastic week. Happy knitting. Drop me a line. Again, put on there your Ravelry username and what pattern you want. And I will draw next Saturday. So the 24th I will draw, and I will, I'll probably put a little thing in the comments maybe and say who won, but I will definitely announce it on the 31st, and it will just magically show up in your account. So go ahead and drop a comment on that and let me know what y'all are working on. I always love hearing what people are working on because it inspires me. I might need to, grab a sweater somewhere that somebody else is working on. All right, guys, I will see y'all next week. Thanks for spending the time with me. Bye.